5-star plus edge Colin Simmons gave his commitment to the Texas Longhorns. This is absolutely massive for everybody on the 40 acres, especially Steve Sarkisian in the direction of his football program. This is the first time that Texas has landed the #1 player in the state of Texas in the On3 industry team recruiting rankings since 2018 when they landed B.J. Foster. So we'll talk more about the impact on a macro perspective here in just a couple of minutes. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're locked in. We talk college football every single day. We talk recruiting. We talk all of it. You love the sport. We love the sport. You're locked in, and we appreciate you being locked in. So what are they getting on the field with Colin Simmons? I think that's the best place to start because the good people in Austin have been praying and hoping and wishing for a pass rusher like Colin Simmons to enter into their lives for some time now. And you got Anthony Hill last cycle. I think he's going to be a dog for you in the long term. Last year, Texas was 101st in the country in terms of their sack rate. So now you're bringing Colin Simmons, and he is speed and disruption personified. The comp for him, for us here at On3, according to Charles Power, Director of Scouting and Rankings, is Von Miller. That's a great comp to have, y'all. Anytime you can compare it to Von Miller as a high school player, you're doing some good things. He had 22.5 sacks last year, has his sights set on doing more than that this coming season. Dude is going to be a force for them. And that is incredibly important as they head into the SEC. And we all understand this now. Football is a line of scrimmage kind of game, but that is accentuated in the Southeastern Conference. You got to have somebody that can get after the quarterback and be a game wrecker of sorts like we've seen Colin Simmons be at the high school level. So an enormous upgrade for them on the defensive line when he hits the field in Austin. Can't overstate that in any way possible. But I want to talk about what this means for Texas in-state because I think it sends an enormous message. Landing the #1 player in the state of Texas, it's a change in perception right now that Texas is going through, kind of a shift, if you will. Because for Texas, there's so much talk about them being back and about what they're going to be under Steve Sarkisian and all this, that, and the other. Like everyone likes to talk about the phrase, is Texas back? Well, for Texas to be back, I wholeheartedly believe one of the pillars that would support that statement is them roping off the state of Texas and landing the top talent year in and year out within that state. Because the Longhorns, man, they're in a unique situation. It's not like Eugene, Oregon. No knock on what Dan Lanning's doing there. But in order to be successful at the University of Oregon, you better have some national reach. Why? Because the state of Oregon isn't necessarily a hotbed for high school recruits. It just isn't. But in the state of Texas, you have talent all over the place, man. If you can rope a fence around the state of Texas and just land the top kids there, like you're going to be able to get to that situation where we start talking about Texas being back. So landing, in my humble opinion, a guy who could be the bell cow for your class now, a guy that a lot of these kids in state already know the name Colin Simmons and say, oh, #1 player in the state goes to Texas? Yeah, maybe we do take another look at Texas. Like I'm telling you, the whole idea around Texas right now and what they're going to be in the future starts with this 2024 class. It starts in the recruiting trail and probably the 2023 class as well. This is a foundational piece for this class to land him and have him be in-state. I'm telling you, it is a signal fire to the rest of college football for where Texas is heading. This class is going to be the class that when they get to Austin, they will already be in the Southeastern Conference. And I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. For Texas to win in the SEC on the field, they have to win first on the recruiting trail over SEC opponents in those recruiting battles. They won this battle over LSU. They won last year, Arch Manning, over schools like Georgia and Alabama. They won with Anthony Hill, getting him from Texas A&M. They won John Ted Cook over Texas A&M. Schools in the SEC. If you want to win on the field, you first have to win on the recruiting trail. And Steve Sarkisian continues to make the statement, we're going to win on the recruiting trail. We're going to be a team that's in a lot of these top commitments. And as long as they recruit like this, there is nothing that Texas can't do in terms of being able to compete how they want to compete on the scoreboard. It all starts in the recruiting trail. And so for them landing Colin Simmons, enormous get, cannot overstate it. What he's going to bring to the defense as a whole, I think will be felt pretty quickly. But the signal fire the message it sends, the signal fire it brings to the state of Texas, landing the top kid in the state, things are looking up in Austin. And again, that perception, it's shifting now. people with options. They could go to other SEC schools. They could probably go out west. You could go to the Big Ten. They are deciding they want to stay in state and play for the school with the state's name on the front of the jersey. So we'll keep an eye on Texas. Keep an eye on the recruiting now for them as they continue to climb up the On3 industry team recruiting rankings. Make sure you're subscribed right here. We have a ton to dive into as we get closer and closer to the wonderful thing that is the college football season. We got you covered. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are live in living color, but we're going to have content for you every single day with videos like this that aren't necessarily in a live format, but still a great chance for us to just talk some ball. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.